Now on Denver 7 News at 4, calling for justice. The family of a man killed by police is demanding answers after the body cam footage is released.
It's being dubbed a new way to treat substance abuse. More programs turning to rewards like gift cards or electronics to keep people in recovery. The results they're seeing. And new zero-down mortgages, the goal to make more people of color homeowners. Why housing experts say this is different than efforts during the last housing crisis.
And a tough loss last night for the Broncos. We're breaking down what went wrong against the Seahawks.
Thank you for joining us. I'm Micah Smith. Today we're hearing from the family of a Colorado artist who Clear Creek police shot and killed. Police justified Christian Glass's death, saying he tried to stab an officer. Now, this is the body cam video that shows the police officer's actions, which many are now questioning. A warning, the video is hard to watch. And it looks like we're working to get that video for you, though. In the meantime, Christian Glass appears to be suffering from a mental health crisis when all of this took place. His family says he trusted police and called them for help, and that they never thought something like this could happen.
He trusted the police to come and help him. Instead, they attacked and killed him. The killer shot Christian 5 times just to make sure. I've lost countless hours of sleep to the nightmares. It makes me sick.
And we'll have much more from Christian's family coming up on Denver 7 News at 5.
Well, look at this video that we have coming in from the UK today. The Queen won't lie in state until tomorrow at London's Westminster Hall, but people are already lining up to pay their respects first.
It's a good feeling that I'll be going first to pay my last respect for the service she's done.
It can rain, hail, snow, whatever. It can thunder, lighten, and it doesn't really matter. I'm here to show my respect to the Queen, and that's why I'm here.
Huge crowds are expected as the Queen lies in state until Monday morning, the day of her funeral. People will be allowed to file past the coffin 24 hours a day.
Football fans were all over social media today following last night's Broncos loss in Seattle. That game is reportedly one of the top trending topics on Twitter. For now, it's back to the drawing board for the Broncos after their 16-17 loss to Seattle. So let's take a look at the good, the bad, and the just plain hard to watch. Russell Wilson did well in the second quarter with this deep pass to Jerry Judy. Took it 67 yards to the end zone. It was 10-10, but the Seahawks, they came on back, and Seattle led 17-10 at the half. The second half included 2 Broncos fumbles in the end zone. And we can't forget head coach Nathaniel Hackett's call that's got a lot of people talking. In the last seconds of the game, he decided to take out Russell Wilson and try for a 64-yard field goal. Here it is. Yeah, not good. And here's what Russell had to say about that decision.
I believe in everything, and anytime you can try to find a way to make a play on 4th and 5, that's great too. But also, I don't think it was the wrong decision. I think he can make it. Obviously, when hindsight, we didn't make it. But if we were in that situation again, I wouldn't doubt whatever he decided.
Denver 7 Broncos insider Troy Rank has a full analysis and recap of the game on our website, denver7.com. The city of Aurora is taking a new step to crack down on shoplifters. Last night, the city council passed the first reading of an ordinance that would require a mandatory minimum 3-day jail sentence. This would apply only to those caught shoplifting with items worth more than $300. 6 council members voted in favor of it, 3 voted against it. Those in favor say it will be a deterrent. Those against say putting people in a cell doesn't fix the root of the problem.
While I want to believe that my colleagues are well-intentioned, I think that they are doing a disservice to our city and not following evidence-based policy to actually make our city safer.
When you have a Kohl's or a Dick's and some of these big stores saying, we don't know if we want to stay here because of retail theft, that would be a huge loss, much more than the 3 days in our detention facility.
Tonight on Denver 7 News at 6, we'll have a reaction from small business owners and whether police staffing shortages will affect enforcement of the ordinance. The new statewide housing report is out, and there's some good news for buyers. The median sales price for single-family homes dropped for the 4th straight month to $570,000. It's down $30,000 from its record high in April.
I keep hearing 600, 700, 800, 900. It's impossible. You can't live in this city. And quite frankly, if we look at the median price, it's $570,000. And I'm most certainly not saying that's low. It's absolutely not low. But it is sure a lot more approachable than when we hear the average, and we hear significantly more than that.
If you're selling, experts say you can't price as high anymore. If you want to be the most attractive property, you may have to price below what it's worth to be competitive. If you're struggling to pay rent, here's something you may find helpful. The Denver Housing Authority's once-a-year lottery opens this week. 500 to 1,500 applicants will be chosen, but only some of them will get a voucher for housing. Our Brian Sanders asked DHA why that is.
What does that mean for you?
There's another process that you have to go through to make sure that you can get housing. There's other applications you have to fill out and paperwork you have to fill out.
You need to know. You have to enter online at denverhousing.org. It's open from 12:01 a.m. this Thursday to 11:59 p.m. on Friday. To qualify, a single person has to make less than $36,700 a year. For a family of 4, it's $52,400 a year.
Inflation is slowing down to an extent. Overall inflation hit 8.3% in August, according to federal data that just came out today. It's the second straight month it's down. August rate remains one of the highest recorded in the last half century and higher than what most analysts predicted.
Not just gas that's been causing these issues. Yes, again, that's been the easiest thing to call out. But that's not the main driver. It's across the board where we continue to see issues.
While gas prices fell dramatically in August, the cost of food, medical care, and rent, as well as education, all went up. Now, every one of these food groups saw prices rise at least 15% in the last year. That list includes staples like flour, eggs, and chicken.
Do people who don't have money use credit cards? And then the rates are going up on the credit cards as well? Or do people who don't have money to pay for the rising costs just do without? We know we have to have food and fuel, but some goods we have to let go of.
The Federal Reserve will likely use these numbers to justify a large interest rate hike next week. The data will also be used to raise the minimum wage in these 7 states, including Arizona and Ohio, which tie the minimum wage to overall inflation. The changes will take effect in January. More people are expected to do their holiday shopping online this year. A new report from Deloitte predicts e-commerce will grow more than 13%. That means around $260 billion in holiday sales. It outpaces last year's growth of about 8%, but overall holiday spending is expected to grow at a slower pace than previous years. Now, retailer American Eagle is actually trying to help its competitors with supply chain issues. The clothing brand says it's found a way to cut shipping times in its own stores by 80%, and now it wants to pool resources with other retailers as they try to keep up with Amazon's fast delivery times. When a shopper orders from different stores, all of the packages would be funneled to one distribution center so it can be delivered as one package. So far, 100 companies have signed on, big names like Kohl's and Steve Madden. Extremism in our country is in the spotlight this week at the White House, but leaving a hate group is easier said than done.
Just leaving a hate group doesn't make you an anti-racist all of a sudden. You have to not only to get your head out of the hate, you also have to get the hate out of your head.
What he's found is the most effective tool for fighting hate, as someone who spent years in a hate group himself.
Plus an extra incentive to clean out your house. How Coloradans can turn their empty space into quick cash. Next.